All right, baby, now I just finished an absolutely brutal back session. Now, if your goals revolve around a big squat, bench, deadlift, or just being aesthetic, then having a massive back is an absolute no-brainer. Now, in this session, I'm gonna show you a workout that is absolutely guaranteed to add size and strength to your back. Let's get it, baby. Okay, and get a good variation of movements and angles. So as you see here, I'm doing a vertical pull. After this, I'll move on to a horizontal pull, okay? So getting different angles, that's very important because our back is a large muscle group and it needs variation to grow properly, right? And welcome back to your mum's favorite channel on YouTube, Cult Strength. Today I have a brutal back workout, a brutal back session, and I'm gonna be coaching you and talking you through this session. Now, I'm gonna be doing that because I genuinely believe that if any of you out there have desires or goals that are related to being big and strong in any way, having a big back is absolutely essential in doing that, right? Whether you want a big squat, a big bench, a big deadlift, or you just want to be aesthetic, having a big, wide back, you cannot go wrong. So I'm going to show you through my session today, explain to you why I'm doing each movement, how it can benefit you, and why you should maybe be doing it, right? Now I'm starting with the big compound movements, right? The first movement is going to be dead hang pull-ups. Okay, I'm over 140 kilograms at the moment, around 310 pounds. So pulling my weight from a dead hang, that's difficult, right? That is an excellent way to start the session, starting with the most difficult or the heaviest work first, like we would with our other movements like squat, bench, deadlift, right? We don't come in and start with the leg press, we come in and do our squats first if it's leg day. So same thing, I'm training back today. So we're starting with dead hang pull-ups, and then we'll move into a couple more compound movements before we start getting, we'll say, some higher volume sets in, higher rep sets with isolation movements working the smaller muscles, okay? We've got to think about getting those big, heavy compound movements in because that's excellent for strength and hypertrophy, and then we can think about those other movements as really refining the back and really being able to target the areas that we struggle to sometimes with heavy compound work, such as the rear delts, right? That can be tricky to isolate that when we're doing heavy pull-ups. We tend to work our entire back, right? But with other smaller movements, we can really hit those things how we need to. But I'll start now, we'll do our first set, and then we'll chat a little bit. But you must like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe, baby. It's gonna be a big session. Let's get it. I want a big back. I've got a big back. I want a bigger back. 6 reps. Dead hang. Not bad for a big boy. That's set 1 down. I'll take about 4 or 5 minutes, tops, maybe even 3 or 4 minutes. We have 2 more sets of that, and then we'll move on to the next one. Let's go, baby. All right, baby, set 2 now of the dead hang pull-ups, and this is one of my all-time favorite exercises when it comes to really building that width, across your upper back. This absolutely destroys the lats, and that's why I'm starting my workout with this. I still love my lat pull downs, don't get me wrong, and they will definitely make an appearance in this session, but this here, this would be, I would say, your best bang for buck lat builder. We'll say lat builder, okay? Provided you can use the appropriate technique. Now, I'm doing a dead hang today, and I don't always do dead hang, but full range of motion is always desirable. My shoulders are feeling a little healthier at the moment, so I'm able to get that full range, that full hang, and I don't get that pinching that I was getting before. So I'm absolutely utilizing the benefits of a full range of motion right now. If you can't use an absolute full range, it's okay to still do them, but we want to work towards that, right? The same as everything. We want to work towards perfection. You know, again, why? The greater the range of motion, the greater the potential for growth. Set 2. Oh yeah, baby. 2 sets and I'm feeling it. We'll go 1 more set, 3 sets of 6. 666. How cheeky. Thank you, Jesus. Anyway, 1 more set of that, and then we'll move on to the next exercise. Like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe. All right, baby, 3rd set of these. And again, just from a programming perspective, right? How I'm planning this session out is I'm starting with 3 sets of 6, and I'm gonna move on to higher rep movements, right? That looks very familiar to the squat, bench, and deadlift programming. And it's like, why should it be any different? You know what I mean? If you have the time to commit to a full back session, why would you program it differently to your other movements? If you want it to be big and strong, just like you want your legs or your pecs. You know what I mean? We have to take that same mentality and not be lazy when it comes to training our back. And as some people say, the muscles you can't see in the mirror. It's not as gratifying, right? It's like getting a sick pump, shoulder, chest day, whatever. It looks sick, but you don't see the muscles on your back. But they're so fucking important and so neglected. So, my advice to you, train the fuck out of it. 3rd set now, then we'll move on. Let's go. Whew. Let's get it. Woo, baby. Yeah, it feels good. I'm gonna hit the lat pull down next, and I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. Let's go. All right, baby, now I'm moving on to lat pull downs. Another obviously lat dominant movement, but an excellent one at that. Now, as I say, the pull-ups, they're very heavy, and it can be a little hard to really feel the muscles, if you know what I mean, right? The whole mind-muscle connection. Now with the lat pull down, we're taking a lot of the difficulty out of it, and we can really concentrate on the movement pattern now, okay? And in terms of difficulty, as in how hard should I be working? Well, with the lat pull down, I'm doing sets of 12 today, right? So let's say you're doing sets of 12. We want to aim to have the absolute majority of our reps be really nice, okay? No swinging, none of that bullshit. But we'll say that if the last rep or 2 are a little messy and you have to fight for it, that's fine, okay? This is one of the movements where we can really push the difficulty. You can push the RPE a little higher, right? There's not like you're doing a bench press or a squat where if you fail, something bad's gonna happen. These are low risk of injury movements, so you can afford to push a little harder, which is what we're gonna do. So I'll do 3 sets to 12, and I'll bump the weight up a little bit each set. Full range of motion again, full stretch, full contraction. Let's go. Big back, baby, let's get it. Ooh. Yeah, baby, feels good. Back in a sec. All right, baby, moving on to the second set of lat pull downs now. But I just wanted to take a quick moment to say that it's Pride Month, and I wanted to, wish my best to every sumo deadlifter. This is your month. This is your month to be loud and proud. Not that you aren't already, but this is your month, guys. So I just want to say congratulations. You are so strong and you are so brave. Because trust me, I tried it. I tried sumo for 6 weeks. Just couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I didn't feel like a man anymore. It is what it is. I don't make this stuff up, guys. All right, let's go. Set 2, a little heavier. Whew. It's getting heavy now, so you can see I'm using a little bit of body English, a bit of momentum, but that's okay. As I said, the majority of my reps are really clean, and not that they're messy, but we're pushing the intensity, we're pushing the difficulty a little bit, right? We're trying to potentiate more growth. So there's a time and place, but you have to do it within reason, and don't be reckless, and still use a full range of motion. So important. No shitty short reps. One more set. Like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe. Whew. All right, now let's talk about how we can slot back training into our week, right? Into our training week. Now, for me, I don't typically train back by itself. If you follow any of my programs or my training playlists on here, you'll see that a lot of my back work is done on bench day. And that is the most efficient way to do it, right? But some weeks, I really feel like putting a little bit extra into my back workout. So what I do is, instead of doing it after my bench, I come back and hit my back the next day, and I do a couple of extra exercises, as I said, because I really feel like training back. Sometimes I just want to train back. Sometimes I just want to feel that fullness, and I'm always trying to get bigger and stronger. So that doesn't hurt, right? If you really want to target, let's say, a specific muscle group, train it by itself and train it hard. So you can either do it by itself or you can do it after bench. Depends on you, right? Not everyone has, 6 or 7 days a week to train. Some people only have like an hour for each session as well. So it really depends on you. But I recommend you train back twice a week, okay? And get a good variation of movements and angles. So as you see here, I'm doing a vertical pull. After this, I'll move on to a horizontal pull, okay? So getting different angles, that's very important, because our back is a large muscle group and it needs variation to grow properly, right? Last set of these. It's gonna be hard. My lats are pretty fatigued. Like the pull-ups and this movement really do target the middle of the lat and the upper lat. So after this movement, we're gonna move on to something that's very lower lat dominant. Let's go. Oh baby, that's pushing it now. Like, that's over a 9 RPE, close to a 10 RPE, because I'm having to compensate for the weight by swinging a little bit. So that's as hard as I would push that. I would not go any harder than that with a lat pull down. That's good, serves its purpose. We'll take a minute and we'll do the next one, baby. Let's go. All right, baby, now moving on to our third exercise. As I said, the first two movements very much dominate the middle of the lat and the upper lat. This movement now is to really target the lower lat muscle, right? We want to think about building from a complete sense. We don't just want to target one part of the back. We're training our entire back right now. So low cable rows, okay? This is going to really target the lower lat, but your intention with this is very important, right? We want to keep our elbows into our side a little bit more and really pull it in kind of below our rib cage. Imagine pulling the ropes in just to below your rib cage. Obviously you'll see how I do it when I do it, which is right now, so it's your lucky day. 12 reps again. We might give a little squeeze at the top of each one. Really trying to emphasize the lower lat here, okay? It's a hard one to isolate sometimes. Yeah. Full stretch still. One more. God damn. Doesn't have to be fucking heavy, right, all the time. You just gotta have that intention. I'm really squeezing it in and holding and contracting. Absolutely. We've got 2 more sets. We're back in a sec. All right, baby, second set now. I hope you're enjoying this workout so far. You better give it a try. And remember, all your squat, bench, and deadlift programs, your straps, wraps, caps, and merch, cultstrength.square.site, baby. Head there now and pick up yours. Might go a little heavier for this one. All right, baby, another 12. Let's get it. Come on, baby. Big back. Two more. Fucking hell, man. Hey, when you do get those lower lats working, it is quite the uncomfortable pump. Uncomfortable is good. It's full of blood, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We've got 1 more set. We'll finish strong, but then we have a whole bunch to do after that because, as I said, this is a fucking brutal back session. It's not a walk in the park. Let's go. All right, baby. 3rd and final set of these. Let's get it. Push the intensity on this last set. Let's go. Two more. One more. Woo! Oh yeah, baby. Like this video, drop a comment and subscribe. Back in a second. All right, baby, now we're moving on to exercise 4. Now we've done 3 big compound movements, we'll say, right? The dead hang pull-ups, lat pull-downs, and the low row with the cable. Fairly intense. The rep ranges were 6s for the first one, 12s for the second 2. Now, what I'm gonna do now is we'll call it a neck supported row, head supported row, similar to a chest supported row. We don't work as heavy. Now, I wouldn't do a chest supported row now anyway because I've done so much heavy compound movements already. This is an excellent alternative to a rowing movement, done a little bit later in the session, I think, but it's excellent for really building a bit of stability around the neck, a bit of strength through the neck, and a bit of thickness. And who doesn't like a little bit of girth? You know what I mean? Well, there's not many sumo deadlifters on this channel, I don't think, so I don't know if many of you like girth, but I know sumo deadlifters do. Anyway, we're not talking about that, we're talking about our necks, right? Jesus. Anyway, this is a good fucking neck builder, a good back builder, and something different, right? They're still gonna achieve what we want to achieve. Now keep in mind, full range of motion still, okay? And I'm using my head to support myself, so my neck has to remain really stable and strong. Let's go. Woo. Man, oh yeah, she works the neck. You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting ready for later tonight. Just kidding, that's gross. But I'm gonna do 1 more set. We've got 2 sets of 20 of this, and there's 2 more exercises again with 2 sets of 20. And these now are really those more isolating, refining movements. We'll take a minute, come back for set 2. All right, baby, last set of these before we move on to our final 2 brutal finishes. And that's what they fucking are, baby. Let's go. Two more. One more. Fuck. Yeah. Woo. She's challenging. That's hard. I like it. Wait a second. I gotta be careful what I say. I don't mean I like it hard. Hard exercises. It is what it is. All right, baby. On to our second final exercise. Now for this one, we're gonna hit a straight arm pull down, okay? This is very much a lat isolated movement up in here, I find. So when you're thinking about that width, right, that sticks out on the side, this is an excellent movement to really isolate that part of the lat. Now what's really important here, again, the same trend as throughout the entire workout, is full range of motion. Okay, the most growth, the most gains comes from the position where you're at full stretch. For this exercise, right, would be here. So I'm full stretch, pulling it in. I'm not coming to here, I'm coming all the way up, full stretch. I want to potentiate as much growth as possible. That's what we're after here, baby. Sets of 20, we've got 2 sets. This is brutal. Let's get it. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Holy shit. My back feels pumped. I think I'm gonna fly away. Absolutely. One more set. All right, baby. Last set of these. Like this video, drop a comment and subscribe. Otherwise you won't get jacked. Let's go. Come on. 3 more. 1, 2. Fucking hell, man. Woo! One thing with that though, I'll say before we stop this little video, is we don't want to have too much thoracic movement or movement through our torso when we're doing it, right? So when we're here, we try to be locked in as possible and just moving through the shoulder joint, right? We want to avoid this kind of shit the best you can. We have one more brutal finisher and that'll be the end of the session and we'll wrap it up then. But yeah, it's a good one, baby. I'm feeling pumped, man. Am I looking bigger or am I still small as shit? Pretty small, I think. We better get these last 2 sets done and then I can be bigger. Let's go. All right, baby, so I hope you've enjoyed the workout so far, and I know you're gonna do it, and I know you're gonna enjoy it. The reason you're gonna do it is because it's gonna give you a fucking huge back, which means that if you're trying to get a big squat, bench, or deadlift, it's gonna help. If you're trying to be aesthetic, it's gonna help. It's a win-win, baby. Now to finish off, something real simple, right? I like to do this with a band, although you can do a rear delt fly, you know, if you have the machine. Not everyone has the machine. I don't have a rear delt fly machine, so I'm using a band. I'm gonna do banded pull aparts, and this is just to absolutely flood the rear delts with blood. This is gonna give you the sickest pump in your rear delt, which is a really hard muscle sometimes to isolate. And although obviously, of course, I've really worked my rear delts today already, I haven't isolated it, but it's obviously been working very hard. I've been working through a full range, and the rear delt is really gonna work through that stretch range, right? But now to blast it, right? Give it the old blaster, finish her off, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna use banded pull aparts, 2 sets of 20. Real simple, a medium tension band, nothing too crazy. When we're doing this, think about getting that stretch through your upper back. So when I'm doing this, I'm pushing or protracting my shoulder blades out and around, right? And then pulling them back together. So I'm getting that stretch, right? That full range of motion we're after. 2 sets of 20. Let's go. Constant tension. Where's that bitch? 10 more. 3, 2, 1. Oh man. Hey, I'm a pretty big guy, and this is a pretty little band, but that's fucking plenty, man. That is absolutely plenty. End of a session. I'm already really fatigued. My back is fucking fried. The muscles are cooked. This is all you need to really finish it off. One more set. We got this. All right, baby. One more set to go, but before we wrap this up, we have the God Killer 36-inch wrist wraps available right now on my website. They are lovely, they are pretty, they are very supportive, and I like them. And we also have the 2.5 meter knee wraps up for pre-order now. They should be in next week, okay? So we should have more wrist wraps coming, all the knee wraps coming as well. We'll have them both in black and white, of course. 2.5 meter knee wraps, 36-inch wrist wraps, and we have 2 new merch designs dropping at the end of this week as well. So that's cultstrength.square.site. If you're still here with me, do me an absolutely massive favor. If you found this video helpful, useful, if you had a laugh, if you fucking hate me, if you hated the video, I don't care. Just like it, drop a comment, and subscribe. You are the best. One more set of these to finish, baby. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Let's go. Keep those elbows locked when you're doing this, right? Use the rear delts. 3 more. 1 more. Oh, you fucker. Far out, eh? That's enough of that shit. But it's like, I don't need more than that to finish the session, right? That's a fucking little band. That is brutal. That's 2 sets of 20. It's about the intensity that you bring to the session, right? You may not have all of these things available to you. If you're smart enough though, you can make it work, okay? And as I said, if you set the right intention with your training, you don't flop around like a dickhead, you can get a lot out of a little bit, right? It's as simple as that. You can make it as hard as you want. You can make it as easy as you want, right? The results you get are always up to you, and that goes for fucking anything. So I'm gonna wrap this up now. That was one brutal session. My back's cooked, but tomorrow I'm excited. It's bench press day again. Incline bench press, tempo bench press, overhead dumbbell press for the shoulders, and arms. I don't know if I'll do back because I did back now. So I'll probably do back again the day after I do that. Yeah, that works. Until next time, you know what to do. Go to the fucking gym. Yes, sir.